The viewers discover a very large spaceship buried under the ice. But what happened to all of them after extracting it was absolutely heart-stopping. At the beginning of the story, we see a snowy island where 3 scientists are conducting research in their vehicle. They had received a signal from their device indicating that something was beneath the ice, which is why they had come to this location to investigate. Although they hadn't found anything so far, they continued their research. After moving a little farther on the ice, their device's signal increased significantly, but suddenly their entire vehicle fell into the ice. The researchers were trying to save their lives by any means, but their vehicle ended up getting stuck in a spot. There, they discovered a massive structure buried under the ice, which turned out to be a spaceship. They had made the biggest discovery of their lives. The scientists sent a message to the rescue team, who then arrived at the site. Shortly afterward, the scientists were rescued and taken to their headquarters. They informed their team about everything, how they had found a very large spaceship under the ice. As a result, the team went to research it. One scientist named Cutter, who had just joined, went to see the spaceship without wasting any time. Indeed, the spaceship was enormous, and if this news got out, everyone would be shocked. Therefore, the researchers instructed everyone not to disclose this information. While Cutter and the rest of the team were outside observing, they discovered something strange frozen in the ice. It appeared to be some sort of unknown creature, and after collecting all the information, the team returned to their headquarters. They discussed that this information should not be disposed of, and now they had to deal with the creature found in the ice. Many people suggested that the creature should be removed from the ice immediately, but Cutter believed that if a spaceship was present at that location, someone must have come out of it. If the creature was one of them, its body should not be touched, as everything related to it could be extremely dangerous. Therefore, considering Cutter's advice, everyone decided to bring the creature from the ice to the headquarters with the rescue team and several others who went to retrieve it. Once the creature was brought to the headquarters, everyone was extremely shocked to see it up close. Cutter and the rest of the team were ready to research the creature, as they could determine how old it was. However, Mike, the head of the entire headquarters, insisted on obtaining samples of the creature first. Cutter, despite knowing the risks, reluctantly allowed Mike to collect the samples. Without further delay, Mike started collecting the samples, and everyone began testing the creature in various ways. They had become part of such a significant discovery, but they overlooked that the ice was beginning to melt. While the team gathered in a room for a party, a researcher went to check near the ice but had no idea of the impending danger. Suddenly, the entire ice broke apart, releasing a highly dangerous creature. The creature began attacking everything in its path, moving forward. The rest of the team soon realized that the creature had escaped the ice, so they pursued it to capture it. They found that the dangerous creature was hiding under the building. One of the scientists, who was with the team, was killed by the creature using its massive tentacles. This made the others realize that the creature posed a significant threat, and they decided to use flamethrowers to eliminate it. The creature was eventually burned to death, and the significant discovery they had made was now destroyed. However, even then, Cutter and the rest continued to test the body of the creature. The creature was indeed very strange. Its body structure was vastly different from Earth's animals. Cutter began a thorough investigation of the creature's body. Despite their friend being killed by the creature, Cutter kept checking the body of the deceased friend. Cutter suspected something when she examined the cells of her deceased friend's body and noticed that the creature's cells were still present. They were forming a layer over all the cells and converting them into their own, indicating that the danger was not yet over. Suddenly, some members of the team began to feel ill. 3 of them were being sent to the hospital by helicopter for treatment. While one of them was washing her face in the restroom, she noticed some metal pieces on the ground. These pieces were used to replace teeth, which some of her team members had used, but now they had removed them for some unknown reason. She realized that the creature was making humans sick by using its cells, but it couldn't tolerate metal. The creature was trying to control the human brain and remove the metal from their bodies. This meant that the patients who suddenly fell ill were actually infected. The infected individuals rushed towards the helicopter, but out of fear, the helicopter had already taken off. The helicopter was now out of Cutter's range, and the feared scenario came true. One of the scientists on the helicopter began to show symptoms of the virus and soon transformed into a dangerous creature, attacking everyone on board. The helicopter lost control and crashed. The incident left everyone terrified. Although Cutter had learned about the situation, she was at a loss as to what to do. Meanwhile, the bloodstained area in the restroom was now a significant clue. Everything was now completely clear to Cutter. She realized that there was someone else infected with the virus who wanted to keep this a secret. Therefore, Cutter addressed the remaining team members, stating that they needed to determine quickly who was infected and who was not. They would test everyone one by one, and anyone who suspected they were infected should come forward so they could be isolated and treated. However, the other scientists were quite scared and wanted to leave immediately. Cutter explained that if they left without identifying and isolating the infected person, the virus could spread further. Therefore, they had to stay and proceed with caution. Shortly afterward, a woman approached Cutter, claiming she knew who was infected. Although Cutter was listening to her, she noticed something odd about the woman's behavior. When she turned around to investigate, the woman began to transform into a highly dangerous creature. It turned out that the woman herself was infected. Cutter quickly tried to escape from the creature, which continued to attack everyone in its path. Fortunately, Cutter's team was able to act quickly. One of their own team members managed to subdue the creature, and it was eventually burned completely. After the incident, Cutter remained suspicious that there might be another infected person. They needed to find out who else might be infected as soon as possible. Meanwhile, two people emerged from the icy storm. They were the ones who had survived the helicopter crash and had now safely arrived at the headquarters. However, they were kept separate as they might also be infected. Upon returning to their headquarters, the team discovered that their lab had been ransacked. The remaining body parts and blue samples of the creature were missing. Cutter suspected that the infected person might have done this. To determine who was infected, Cutter decided to use metal detectors on everyone's mouths to find out who might be infected. In fact, any body containing metal would be a key indicator because the virus avoided metal, and it could not tolerate metal as it halted their mutation process. After thoroughly checking, Cutter found that the 4 people who had no metal in their bodies were under suspicion of being infected. These 4 were kept under strict surveillance. Cutter then decided to bring in the 2 survivors for testing as well. When some scientists went to bring the survivors, they found no one there. The 2 survivors had fled. One of the scientists, however, spotted them. One of the survivors was named Sam. The survivors considered everyone else a threat, so Sam and his friend attacked the scientists, leading to a firefight that resulted in a massive explosion. One scientist was killed, and the survivors ended up in the headquarters, primarily to protect themselves. But as the injured scientist was being brought into the headquarters, his hand suddenly transformed, revealing that he was also infected. His infected hand then began attacking everyone. The infected scientist's body started producing tentacles that penetrated his other friend's body, killing him. The creature then attacked everyone in its full form, causing such terror that one scientist fainted. Cutter, armed with a flamethrower, attacked the creature, but only managed to inflict minor damage. The creature managed to escape. Cutter, not willing to take any chances, eliminated all the injured individuals to prevent them from converting into creatures. The creature had killed Mike and continued to advance, showing no sign of stopping. Cutter and her team fought back with flamethrowers to try and stop the advancing threat. Though the creature was completely engulfed in flames, it quickly fled into the snow to save itself. If the creature reached other innocent people, it would spread its dangerous virus among them. Therefore, Cutter and Sam continued to burn it relentlessly, not giving it a chance to stand. After considerable burning, the creature's cells began to rupture, and eventually, the creature perished. Although Cutter thought the problem was solved, Mike, who was not yet dead but had fully converted into a creature, emerged from a truck. He made his way directly to the spaceship. Cutter and Sam chased him, realizing that the virus was instructing Mike to start the spaceship and leave. Cutter and Sam decided to destroy the spaceship to prevent its escape. They arrived at the spaceship and set a bomb. However, Mike, now fully converted into a creature, attacked them as soon as they arrived. In the chaos, Cutter's bomb was thrown away. The creature began attacking Cutter with increasing ferocity. Determined, Cutter managed to retrieve the bomb and placed it directly into the creature's mouth. A massive explosion occurred shortly afterward. Cutter and Sam managed to escape safely, and the spaceship was destroyed along with the creature. Among all the people, only Cutter and Sam survived. They decided to leave immediately. As they were getting into their vehicle, Cutter noticed a change in Sam's behavior. Additionally, Cutter noticed that Sam was wearing earrings, which was unusual. He had transformed his metal earrings into plastic, which was a clear sign that he was infected. Although Sam appeared to be behaving normally, Cutter's suspicion was correct. When Sam got infected, he realized that the metal earrings would prevent mutation, so he converted the metal into plastic to ensure he could still mutate. However, Cutter was much smarter and acted swiftly. Without hesitation, Cutter burned Sam, and the creature's voice was heard coming from within him, confirming that Cutter's decision was right. She completely incinerated Sam, leaving only herself as the survivor. Cutter quickly escaped in another vehicle, having taken all necessary precautions from the start. Her cautious and intelligent actions ensured her survival. And with that, our story comes to an end.